Hello, my dear YouTubers. I am Viola from the VIOLAQUARIUS Journals, and I am back again. Today I am going to show you how I make my junk journals and actually what a junk journal is for beginners. And as you see, I have some materials on my desk, so let's just start with the journals I have. First of all, I show you this junk journal with covered with a map. This is also an option. Secondly, this is an Alice in Wonderland junk journal, what I made from a real book ordered from somewhere the north of Europe, because the languages inside I cannot read, maybe from Denmark, Danish or Swedish. This small junk journal, this bluish, was made from a box of cocoa. As you can see, somewhere there it says that cocoa powder, and the first page is made from an old tapestry. Yes, so these are actually the 4 or more types of junk journals you can make. The first one, as I said, is made from a box, and you really don't need many things, such as an old tapestry roll I used. And then let's go in details to tell you what really junk journal means. First of all, I think you already have something in mind what a junk journal can be. The phrase junks comes actually from waste, things what would you just throw away in the dustbin, and instead of throwing these things away, you can upcycling them and create something new, so you can give a new life to an old book or some family textiles. Then let's go inside the details. As I mentioned earlier, I made this first book, this small blue one, from a box from garbage, and the second one was made of a small book. In Europe we don't really have this little golden book what everyone upcycling among the junk journal community. It was this book was like so small, like the little golden books. I just made a new spine for it and sew in 3 signatures. I made it for an order, so I hope who ordered it would really like it. I decorated it with some ribbons, and it's a little bit bigger. As you see, A4 sheets are inside. And the third one is junk journal made from an Alice in Wonderland book. I really like this small journal. I decorated it with some crochet flowers, and it's really small, but actually it has pages from the original book what I bought. I didn't start it yet. I hope I will have time, but I really like these ephemeras and small packets which this journal also has, and some sewing at the sides, and I made some book jewelry, and I used some old tapestry paper, as you see, and music pages, and the ephemeras are actually also made from the original book. And yes, it's a small version. So this is the thematical junk journal, so to say. And let's talk about another type of junk journals, what you can make only from pages what you can find in your household. This is this map covered small exercise book like-ish junk journal, which I made from a page of an old map. And if you look inside, you can see that I made some sewing on the pages. The first page is an illustrated dictionary page from Oram's dictionary, and the other pages I used from some flower and plants book. And this is a coffee dyed paper with some lace ribbons, also has a book jewelry. This is from the digital collage group, and yes, as you see, different papers which are actually lying on my desk. I just used them and bind them together into this small book. I call it exercise junk journal book because it is really like an exercise book what the kids are using at school when they are actually allowed to go to school. Nowadays we have digital school in our homes. So yes, this is also a type from a junk journal. As you see, the middle page is always some double-sided page, which in this case I made from a kid's book, a children's book, which I also bought on Goodwill store. I put some envelope inside from an antique tapestry paper. I just sewed it together, and yeah, that's it. And let's go on to the fourth type of junk journals. This is a so-called altered book, which means that we are using an old book, an ancient book, to make a journal from it. You can say it's upcycling, you can say it's altering, but anyway, in my heart, they all belong to the junk journals. As you see, I was using the method of Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. I tear out every second page from the book and then glued 2 pages together, and the other 2 pages I just glued on the side, so to create a pocket. If you see, these 2 pages are glued together. We can use them as art collaging pages, or you can journal on it. And the second, so actually the third and the fourth page is always creating a pocket. As you see, you can put some nice postcards there or journaling cards. And the next page I was decorating with some lace and with some book jewelry, which I really like because the red of the jewelry comes back in the color of the roses, and it really adds something really, really precious to this journal. And as I just told you before, these 2 pages were glued together, and the other 2 pages I just glued them on the long side and the small side, creating a pocket which is open. And let's get started. Today I'm going to show you some ways to create a junk journal for a traveler notebook insert. As you see, I have this traveler notebook since I think 5 years now. For 5 years I'm using it, and it's used the way that it has some really small journals what you can just take out from this leather cover after you finished it, and you just put another empty one inside, and then you can carry this traveler notebook with you when you are going somewhere traveling. You can note everything in it. When you have to change your flight or which museums you have ordered ticket to get in and things like that. Of course, basically traveler notebooks are made for keeping ephemera in them, so I always carry some glue sticks with me, and today I will show you how to make a junk journal insert for a traveler notebook. Let's get into it. We're gonna decorate this traveler notebook in green. Let's just show you how it is look like from the inside. It has 3 small exercise book which I will not use because they are really small, and let's just take them out and start to create junk journal inserts instead of them. Let's see what we need. We will need scissors, some glue, and an orange. Why do I have an orange on my desk? Well, because it's wrapped in an orange wrapping paper, if something like that exists. So, let's say we are traveling to Spain and we just ate this orange, and definitely I would like to keep this piece of ephemera. So let's just sew it into our traveler notes junk journal as well. Let's see what else I prepared. Some vintage lace from F&F Design, if you're familiar with the scope. And some textile which you can buy in shops. This actually is an ancient one from Lake Balaton, and this is just another type of textile which you can buy in meters. And I have some small fabric pieces which definitely I'm going to use for decorating the pages in my junk journal. Which color to choose, I don't really know yet, but as I learn as I go, we will see what kind of colors I am going to be using in my junk journals. This lace once served as a curtain. It is handmade by my granny. She passed away when I was 13 years old, and I didn't want to throw it out. It had a really big hole on it, and I couldn't crochet, so it was not an option for me to repair it, and I decided that I will decorate my junk journal with it. So yes, some tan-loaded roses, and let's get started with the papers which I chose from my stash. The first one is a page of an old map. The second one is a magazine page, really nice. I have some music sheets, a double music sheets, and some scrapbooking cartons, the bluish one. The A4 coffee painted papers, which I already decorated with my sewing machine, as you can see on the side. And I have 3 of it. Let's say which of the 3 one I'm going to use. I think this decorated one is definitely goes inside the junk journal. And I have 2 or 3 old calendar pages from 2019. These are black on one side, so you can draw it on with some white gel pens, which I really like. I have some French downloaded and printed out pages. I think they are from the Digital Collage Club. Some gorgeous, very big scrapbook papers, some lettering pages. These are really old. These are from my mother's. A book page from a book called The Ancient Mythology. And some old maps. Actually, this was a book of maps from Budapest. And some winter ephemera pages. I really like the colors of it. And then I have the gorgeous white flower book from England, which I ordered upon Joy de Fille, because she is having the same book, and I thought that it's a must to have for making junk journals, and it turned out that I really like them and I can use them very well. This is another page of some gardening magazines, some coffee dyed sheets, A4 sheets, and a ledger paper, which is actually tea dyed, a sketchbook of birds, which is really a gorgeous book about birds, and some scrapbook papers. This is the white flower book which I ordered, so I thought that I just show you, because these kind of books actually can be found everywhere online, or maybe in the small antique shop around you. And if you look at the pictures, they are really gorgeous to use in our junk journals. So let's start and fold our pages.